Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here. Today I've called on the Council of 12 to come forward, and I asked them just to tell us what they would like to know and what they feel would be most beneficial for people at this time. I know there's a lot of fear around the coronavirus and thoughts about the upcoming election in the United States, and so I thought I would just let them bring forward what they feel would be best for us all. And before I begin, for anyone who's new to my channel, I just want to let you know I'm the author of this book, Conversations with a Tree by Jane Warren Campbell, and it's somewhat self-explanatory. I have a very deep connection with the trees. And also this book, which is 350 pages, by Roshana, which is my spirit name, and this one is a collection of essays from the Council of Nine that are very supportive for us in moving forward in our personal growth and moving back to love. So both of those are available through my website. They're on Amazon, but the links are on my website, so I'll put those links below. And I will call upon the Council of 12 to bring through the message for today. And then I will do some light language at the end, as I always do on this weekly video, so that the light language helps us to integrate what they bring up in the channeling. It always starts with clearing out anything that's not serving us and then anchoring in the new way, so we get an activation at the end of this. Okay. So, calling upon the Council of 12. And so it is, beloveds. It is our joy and delight to be before you. And we say to you, indeed, there is much turmoil happening on your earth at this time. Much upheaval from this coronavirus that is currently active around the world, and much turmoil from all the fear and anguish that this is creating and generating in so many people, and also, as this one spoke of, the election. And yet we would like to say to you, there is so much more happening. And from a bigger perspective, life is always serving what's in your highest good. Life is always inviting you into your own soul growth and your own soul expansion. And so there are many creative ways that humans make in bringing that experience to you. So for some it may be getting sick, for some it may be being in an accident, for some it might be something absolutely wonderful, the new job that they've always wanted, or falling in love for the first time in years. And so we would invite you to ask in your own life experience, whatever it is you are experiencing that may feel troubling and be generating fear within you, to ask, if I were to see this from a higher perspective, how would this be serving me? And by just allowing yourself to get out of the spinning cycle of emotions, which very often when people are troubled, they become very emotional and not fully centered and grounded within the self. And when you're in this kind of a state, then you're not thinking logically, and you're not very often integrating the tools that you have for the yawning is clearing, for managing your life. And so if you can, whatever the situation is, take time to sit and breathe, and invite your mind to think of nothing for a moment. Just give yourself permission to have 5 minutes where you're going to take yourself out of your mind. Now, of course, the mind always has thoughts, but it is this intention that will allow some stillness to come into your day. And by having this intention to have 5 minutes without thinking about whatever it is you're troubled about, and come back into yourself, bring all of your energy back in. Very often when people are in fear, they're projecting so much out. Oh my goodness, what if this happens? Oh my goodness, what if I do that? Oh my goodness, I can't go there because then I might be exposed to this. And so all that thought sends you out, completely out of your mind, out of yourself. And so when you take this 5 minutes to simply sit and get centered and consciously bring all your energy back in, because part of what becomes so difficult and challenging is that your energy isn't even with you anymore. Bring it all back in. And you can even use your hands in this way, because this one can feel the energy compacting as she says this. And bring it into this place of center and stillness. And then when you give yourself those moments to just not think about that for a few moments, and then imagine that you're rising out of your body, as we said last week, rising up above and looking down on your situation. If you can really allow yourself to do this, you will find that you're looking from a different perspective. For you see, beloveds, when you rise above and you're looking down at this little human being sitting in the chair or wherever you are, whatever you're doing, from the perspective of seeing so much more, what is happening to this human in this view doesn't have the same emotional pull. It doesn't have the same intensity that you can find yourself in your human experience. Because when you look from this perspective, very often you see that in this moment, everything is okay. And so we invite you to do this, dear ones, and to consciously choose. For you see, this is another part of the formula. You must consciously choose what you're deciding to create in your life. If you allow yourself to be bounced around by other people's thoughts and opinions, other people's experiences, the truth that the media wants to put upon you that doesn't need to be your truth at all, when you allow yourself to get bounced around by all those things, then yes, you're going to feel like you're in a storm and the wind is blowing you this way and that. But if you stand back out of the wind and decide what you're going to allow to be your focus, then you will come to realize that you don't need to take on and believe what everybody else is believing about their life experience. You can decide that you are in perfect health, and you can make steps to ensure that you are in good health when a virus is traveling the world. You can eat well, you can get plenty of sleep and rest, you can take time to relax. If you find yourself a little stressed, you can pour a hot bath. You can give yourself time to color a picture, draw a flower, watch happy movies. These are all decisions that you make on how your day is going to unfold. You make these decisions consciously, constantly, we would say, whether consciously or not. And so our invitation to you would be to make decisions consciously, choosing what would bring you happiness instead of choosing to get caught up in the chaos and the drama that can take you on a whirlwind and never let you down if you allow yourself to get blown away by the wind. It is time for humans on this planet to become more aware of their thought patterns and to be making these conscious choices in who you are, how you live. And we're not talking about whether you live in a mansion or a shack. We're talking about how you live in your mind, what you are choosing to be your reality, and where you place your thoughts, what you are deciding about your life in every moment. For every decision has an impact. Every morning when you awaken and say, Great Spirit, my own mighty I Am Presence, show me the highest possibility this day. I allow my day to flow with ease and grace, and I accept all the goodness that life is waiting to deliver to me. Even using these statements, I allow and I accept, and link them to goodness, it can bring reprieve for the mind that is caught up in the chaos. Awaken every day as if you are hearing good news and turn off the scary news. And allow yourself to find all the good things that are happening to people around the world. Do a search for good things that are happening in the world and see what you find. We are even curious about the outcome of that, for it will be interesting to see if there are any links to good news, or are you only being caught up in the chaos of the bad news? And so, dear ones, we will speak more and more of this because it is time for you to be very aware and very conscious that not only as an individual being on this planet, but as a part of the whole of humanity, you are creating what is the experience in this world. And so what you are seeing with all the fear that is currently creating the energy of your mass consciousness, that is created one person at a time. And so the less people who engage in that fear, the less you will feel that, and the less Gaia, Mother Earth, will have to act out your fear in some way. For you see, many of the events, such as the fires and the flooding and the landslides and the earthquakes, are Gaia having to manage the energy that's created by humanity in your mass consciousness. And so the more you find your way back to stillness through making decisions about what you are going to think and how you are going to think and what you're going to allow yourself to think, and making the decisions to become aware of your thoughts, and when they are spinning and when you are feeling off balance because you are spinning so much, to come back to your center, to sit down and give yourself 5 minutes to think about nothing except coming back and feeling the core of who you are. And you make the decision to call upon your guides and ask for their support and expect to find the answers in your daily experience. When you begin to make these decisions, then you feel more in control of your own life, which indeed you truly are. And you make decisions to see the goodness and expect the goodness. Then you will be impacting your own life and creating more peace and stillness, and also impacting everyone around you. And so, dear ones, it is that we will leave you with this day. This invitation to be a conscious thinker. That may seem like a strange comment, and yet there are many who think without any conscious awareness whatsoever, allowing the mind to be a whirlwind, spinning and whirling and creating chaos. So become a conscious thinker If someone snapped their fingers, would you know what you had been thinking in that moment? This is what we mean by a conscious thinker. That you're always aware of what's going on in your mind so that you can then make a decision to change what that is. And make the decision of who you want to be based on your thoughts. Do you want to be healthy and strong and safe and secure? Content? At peace? It is your awareness of your thoughts that will bring this about. And we are here to support you, but it is the time in humanity where you must make the choices in your daily expression about what you are going to create. And so, we invite you to comment on this video if you have questions about what we are speaking about, so that this one can clarify and offer more information. For indeed, beloveds, it is our intent, our decision, our choice, that these messages are serving you in the best possible way, and that they are touching you in the heart space so that you can connect with it and find direction. And so the more you share, then the more this one can meet whatever it is that is needed for greater clarity or future questions. And so, dear ones, remember, you do not have to accept what everybody else is thinking as truth, what everybody else is creating in their lives. You do not have to be in fear about this virus. As a matter of fact, as many of you know, the more you're in fear, the more likely it is that you will attract it to yourself. And one manner of moving through this is to accept that maybe you would catch the virus and accept whatever the outcome would be. Not to attract it in, but it's a tool. When you imagine the worst possible outcome, sometimes the event is not so fearful. Okay, I'd be sick for a while. Okay, I might even die. Dying is a transition. It's like waking up out of sleep in the morning. It is the fear that you put on this process of death because it is so taboo in much of your society to be connected to it, to see the beauty in it. You've lost that. You've lost the beauty of the death process. And the knowing that it's simply a transition, and it simply means that someone has made the choice to have a different experience. It's like someone moving to another country. You won't see them anymore the way you did. Yes, you have technology now that could support that, but it's really very similar. They're not in your day-to-day expression anymore. And if you can imagine this for yourself, and if society could come to accept it more, then there would be less to fear. And so we offer this only as a tool of understanding, of knowing our perspective and where we come from. And so, beloveds, again, we leave you with that. And we allow this one, once again, to conclude this video with light language from the ancient ones that will again help you to allay any fears and to move back into the state of being conscious of your thoughts, so that you can then make decisions about what it is you are choosing to focus on, where you are choosing to put your thoughts, so that you can recreate your world to whatever it is you choose. Live consciously, beloveds. This is the beginning of stepping into your own personal mastery as an autonomous being, knowing that you are part of the one, part of the whole, and at the same time, you are the one. And so it is, beloveds, and so it is. So deep thanks to the Council of 12 for that. And I trust it's meeting what is most needed at this time for the most people who will be listening to this. And so I'll bring through light language now to meet what they had described in their channeling. Just seeing the ancient ones coming in now. Surrounding us all. Okay. Wala ni na atwa e each kana wala. O malawa alawa e each kana atwa e. Itako each kana awa aknama iana. Iamala o each kana ikma awa e ikala. Iakla alawa e each kana o iktaka atwa e ikana. Imaktaki alawa e each kano takai. Kano takai o makchika na wa e. Ialawa a na no taki kana. Machikai I oala tikala atwa e ini. Awa e inaya kochika awa atna. Clearing there. Kachna I akna mikai ochikana wila. Wachiki iwa alawa e ich kanayo itak tiki awa. Iwaktaka ha ni I o chikai no. Mikalawa ho I kanaya chiki ima alawa e I. Ataka I o chikai o ka chiki ananawa e ina. Nanawa e ina ikai. O kilawa ha kana makai. So just give yourself a moment to just integrate that. And really what they brought through today was great stillness. And so I invite you to allow yourself time to just sit and listen to that light language, perhaps come back just to the light language and listen again. And just allow the stillness of that to come into your being. Use your intention, make a decision to invite that sound into your being, because with it comes beautiful, sacred stillness. All is well, beloveds. I know that they're telling me that right now. All is well. Trust and know in the divine plan. Trust and know in the conscious choice that humanity as a whole makes. And often what can seem very troubling in the world really has another purpose. An example is when disasters bring people together. Often we realize that in hardship and turmoil, we remember that we're here together, and we come back to be one and lovingly support one another. And we reach out when perhaps before we were afraid to reach out. So just know that it's always serving in some way, and do the best you can to trust and believe that that is so, and allow this light language and the stillness that comes through to help you find that inner peace that will take you to that stillness. Okay, thank you so much again for being present. And to all who like and subscribe, comment and share, my deepest thanks to you all. And I will see you again soon.